side, any kind of control mage in mid, and I feel like this composition works out because, I mean, heck, the casters were saying perfectly, like, maybe it could have gone differently had, like, the Gwen found an advantage, but the Gwen started to get so far behind. Sure, the Caitlyn is ahead, but once we get into these skirmishes, if the Caitlyn can't really just set up to be that artillery piece around the map, I mean, there's no way they're going to ever be able to take 5v5s.
Yeah, and I do want to just take a moment to highlight the fact that, like, we saw leads built on opposite sides of the map for these teams, as you talk about, Jet. Like, that Caitlyn Morgana duo in the bot lane is very strong, can be oppressive by taking turret plates and building CS advantages. But on the top side, a little bit of attention paid to Armit's lane by Elyoya in the Gnar versus Gwen matchup. They get a couple of those early kills, and it sets the front line off here on the side of Mad to a pace that just can't be out-damaged in terms of their defensive items.
Yeah, it really did, and I don't think Mad was ever stressed during this game. I liked some of the shots of the coach cam, even when the gold was like 1,000 away. Mac was just very confidently sitting in his chair, like, yeah, I know what's going to happen. When the other team only has one physical damage dealer and everyone else is magic damage. So really clean game by Mad, and I don't expect to have the other games be this subdued. I think part of it was just because of the way the team comps matched up to make it a slower game, and I think we'll see a much different look for the rest of the season.
And Lyric, that's interesting because we heard Goldberg talking about it a little bit about how these teams stylistically match up, and that he actually believed that it's not a great stylistic matchup for Mad if Saigon plays to kind of their normal pace and really pushes it. But they did have a slow start here and let Mad control it.
We heard Goldberg saying in draft 2, expecting things like the Callista to come out, and that's why I actually don't feel like Saigon Buffalo need things like the Caitlyn to dominate in the bot lane. They could, you know, they could do that with numerous champions. Those guys have just been insane. So I kind of expect them to maybe lean away from these types of champions that, again, Caitlyn does kind of warp the game around her. Just believe in the 2v2 prowess that you already have.
And so, Jad, this is perfect because I'd love to bring back something that we didn't actually have a chance to get to in the pregame in talking about this series. The bot lane matchup of the AD carries in Shogun versus Unforgiven. Both of these teams would be happy to funnel gold into either of these players with their carry potential. But this time around, it was clearly Saigon that wanted more of an advantage in the bot lane.
And these stats you're seeing right now are strictly from the play-in group stage. It's not including the game we just saw, but Shogun is clearly the top performer for Saigon Buffalo, being first or second in most stats, and then Unforgiven being 7th to 6th in a lot of his stats. This was obviously the game we just saw, where still a large portion of the lifting was done by Shogun. 38% of the damage, 1/3 of the team's kills. The game just didn't go that well, but I still expect that this matchup is where Saigon should look to get the majority of their advantages.
Okay.